So we recently saw how the numbers who are sleeping rough is going through the roof. And despite all the council's good work, the problem is getting worse. But here's the problem. The government has just given us £1.7 million, that's all, to try and fix the problem. So we've gone out to find the stories behind the statistics to understand what we can do as a city to end this scandal for good. So I met up with Sharon Thompson, Birmingham councillor and homelessness ambassador, to visit Washington Court Hostel. And here we met Will, who runs the centre.
One thing that we pride ourselves on at Washington Court is that we will attempt to work with every single person to address the issues that have led to them becoming homeless. So whether that's mental health concerns or substance misuse, we have a good success rate for people moving on. Sometimes still with those issues going on, but being able to manage them on their own or with support.
Will introduced us to a brilliant young man staying in Washington Court, and we wanted to know how he had first ended up making his home on the pavement.
Some stuff happened previous in my life where my family kind of got split apart, and then that kind of left us all wandering across the country, and we've all just kind of segregated and moved to different towns, and I ended up in Birmingham. I'm not quite sure when I felt ill. Because of I started falling ill, I developed a drug habit because people were taking advantage of me. I was sat down on the street, and I may have been, as you call it, begging, but I was just sat there, and other people were walking across to me, bad people, taking my money off me and dropping me a bag of drugs, and then that kept me on a cycle, and I didn't realise that I was trapping myself down there. I thought it had only been about a couple of weeks, but it actually turned out to be a year. Wow. Look at the main reasons of why people are becoming homeless, obviously mental health, addictions, but there's only a limited number of beds for people that are mentally ill, and a lot of people get left waiting. And it's just like with addictions as well, it takes so long for someone to be able to get the medication they need for the drug, whatever they're on.
To help write this plan, Sharon and I have been working with the students of Joseph Chamberlain College who share our ambition that things need to change.
So one of the things that I we talked about when we visited St Basil was the breakdown of family homes. Young people sort of leaving family homes and sort of running away from their step-parents, as you sort of highlighted before. And I think this kind of leads to the problem because, without their parents, how do they find their jobs? Where do they have their identification and stuff like that?
When you're homeless, it's like a confidence belittled. You ain't got no confidence. You look all dirty. You wouldn't want to go out and find work.
A lot of people were there because of problems with funding in particular services. So alcohol and drug services were a particular problem.
It is complex and it is big, and even for the council we're going through a system change, so it means every single different area has to consider homelessness, and that's what we're saying now. Right. And the starting point has to be prevention.
So we spoke to Jean from St Basil's about what's needed to end rough sleeping for good.
The key is in the word home. So what is a home about? What does it take to make sure that people have homes which are there to underpin the rest of their lives? Not something that you worry about whether you have a home or not, but actually something that we should all be able to take for granted, so we can work, so we can have social lives, so that we can be part of communities. That's the issue for me, that we think about how do we ensure everyone has a home.
In the next episode, we'll set out the plan we've drawn up together with Labour's Front Bench and the Labour Housing Group to make a difference to rough sleeping.